This is a book review. The title of the book is What If Britain Did Not Survive 2029? And the main title being Civil War UK, an oral history of the 2029 Civil War. Author Anonymous. This is one of those books like 1984, for example, or The Animal Farm. And it starts this way. You have to understand the economic context first. By 2027, Britain was essentially bankrupt. The Labour government borrowing was economically catastrophic, far worse than even the worst predictions. The pound had collapsed twice. Youth unemployment was at 37%. The NHS was collapsing under the weight of an aging population, mass immigration, and chronic underfunding. When the IMF intervened in April 2028, the conditions were harsh but predictable. At the bottom of the page it says what they did not anticipate, what none of us anticipated, was how the existing population would react. And what you see next was a story written fictionally in 2041 using fictitious accounts by a number of people, including NHS staff, senior members of the police, members of the government, and various members of the parties, including a so-called peace party manned by Islamists. So this oral history is dedicated by the author to the people of Britain, past, present, and future. And it paints a very somber picture of Britain, bankrupt, torn apart between two groups. And it's at the beginning, it starts with February 14, 2029 census that tells people that what we thought was probably 69 million people was in fact 92,400,000. That was a census that started picking up all the illegal migrants. Then we see spreading rioting, mainly first in the big cities, London, Birmingham, Bradford, Tower Hamlet, Croydon. So on one side, then you will have the Muslims, all radicals, and the other side, what they call heritage Brits. Arabic language is on the rise in all official documents and buildings. Reform, the party, has become majority in the place. And then in Wales, you have a majority now of non-Welsh people speaking Arabic, and then the locals start retreating to the hills. The country is fractured. The Peace Party, the Muslim party, is growing. Then you have the Rotherham bombings, London massacre, internet and phone down, BBC using its powers to disinform people. The role of social media, such as Telegram, becomes very important. Then thousands and millions of refugees, local people originally born in Britain, start running to the hills. And in July 29, there is a massive displacement of population while the massacres continue. Jewish, Hindus, Sikh, Chinese, and ordinary British are chased away. Farage ends up assassinated. Tommy Robinson equals, and then there are lots of political assassinations. Islamic gangs go on a rampage from house to house, killing everybody, young and old. The government is in hiding. There are a number of casualties. Stama escapes to Pakistan. Leicester and other country and other towns go bad, and then the hills are now belonging to the locals, while all the major cities are taken over by Muslims. And it ends in 2032 as people writing in 41, but in 2032 there is partition of the UK, what they call two states for two people. On one side, the Islamic Republic of Britain with Sharia and all, and Chinese peacekeepers, and then 800,000 refugees. And then at the time, France has become Islamic, London also. And this is a terrible picture of Britain. But you could say that is a well-thought, well-written, plausible story that brings us a sober reflection also on what could happen. It's up to us, Brits, to decide what we make of not only this book, but the situation in the country. So, happy reading and start meditating on the situation.